Breaking news from Starbase. The future of space travel faces its greatest test in the heart of Boca Chica, Texas. History is being written with each launch of SpaceX's Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built. Standing at a towering 120 meters, this engineering marvel dwarfs even NASA's legendary Saturn V, generating more than twice the thrust of any rocket in history. On January 16, 2025, the world watched as Starship's 7th test flight pushed the boundaries of what's possible. While the mission achieved a historic milestone with the successful catch of the Super Heavy booster, the journey took an unexpected turn when Ship 33 encountered a catastrophic failure that would reveal crucial insights into the future of space exploration. Today, we're breaking down the extraordinary events that unfolded during that flight, the groundbreaking data SpaceX has just revealed about the explosion, and what this means for the upcoming Flight 8, scheduled for February 24th. We'll also cover the latest developments in the ongoing Boeing Starliner situation that has left 2 NASA astronauts stranded on the International Space Station for nearly 9 months. From the Elon Musk 24-hour channel, bringing you the latest in space innovation and exploration. Let's dive right in. The story of humanity's reach for the stars has never been more dramatic than it is today. In the pre-dawn darkness of the Texas coast, where the waves of the Gulf of Mexico meet the dreams of tomorrow, a tale of triumph and heartbreak is unfolding that will shape the future of human spaceflight. The date was January 16, 2025. At SpaceX's Starbase facility in Boca Chica, the massive Starship vehicle, a testament to human ingenuity, stood silhouetted against the rising sun. The workers who had spent countless sleepless nights preparing for this moment watched with a mixture of pride and anxiety. This wasn't just another test flight. This was Flight 7, a mission that would forever change our understanding of what's possible in spaceflight. The air crackled with anticipation as the final countdown began. In the control room, engineers who had poured their hearts and souls into this project for years held their breath. Some had missed their children's birthdays, sacrificed weekends, and pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible, all for this moment. The massive vehicle, standing 120 meters tall, higher than a 40-story building, represented not just their professional achievements, but their dreams, their sacrifices, and their unwavering belief in a future among the stars. As the countdown reached 0, the ground trembled under the raw power of 33 Raptor engines igniting simultaneously. The roar was deafening, 16 million pounds of thrust, enough power to lift 10 fully loaded aircraft carriers. Local residents, who had become accustomed to the symphony of rocket launches, would later say this one felt different. They were right. In the control room, the initial phase of the launch brought smiles of relief. The Super Heavy booster, designated Booster 14, performed with ballet-like precision during its ascent. Then came a moment that will be forever etched in spaceflight history. The booster, this massive tower of metal and fuel, began its dance back to Earth. In a feat that would have seemed like science fiction just a decade ago, it executed a perfect descent, finally being caught by the launch tower's chopstick arms. The cheers in the control room were deafening. For a brief moment, it seemed like everything was possible. But space has always been unforgiving, and success often walks hand in hand with failure. As attention turned to Ship 33's journey, no one could have predicted the drama that was about to unfold. A series of events that would test not just technology, but the human spirit itself. At T+7 minutes and 39 seconds, the first warning signs appeared. Deep within Ship 33's complex network of pipes and sensors, a small methane leak had developed. The leak, no larger than a pinhole, was in a curved pipe connecting the main fuel line to the engine's turbine pump system. This seemingly insignificant flaw would soon cascade into a catastrophic chain of events that would push SpaceX's engineering team to their absolute limits. The control room atmosphere shifted from celebration to intense concentration. Engineers who moments ago were celebrating the booster's successful landing now found themselves in a race against time. The leak, growing steadily under the intense heat and pressure, was like a ticking time bomb. The first visible sign came when one of the sea-level Raptor engines began showing irregular performance patterns that no one had seen before. What happened next seemed to unfold in slow motion for those watching. The leaked methane, exposed to the extreme temperatures of the engine bay, ignited. The resulting explosion triggered a devastating chain reaction that would ultimately tear Ship 33 apart. The flight data, recently released by SpaceX, tells a story of both technological advancement and the harsh realities of pushing boundaries in space exploration. The explosion of the first engine generated a shock wave that compromised the starboard aft flap and surrounding systems. Like dominoes falling in a cruel game of chance, one system after another began to fail. A second sea-level engine went dark, followed by two vacuum-optimized engines. The remaining two engines fought valiantly to maintain control, but the battle was already lost. At T+11 minutes and 30 seconds, with the vehicle now unstable and uncontrollable, the flight termination system activated. The explosion split Ship 33 into two major sections, creating a hauntingly beautiful but heartbreaking spectacle in the sky. Observers on the ground watched in stunned silence as two distinct debris trails painted the heavens. One burning red-orange, the other an ethereal blue-white, each color telling its own story of different materials meeting their end at different temperatures. But at SpaceX, failure has never been the end of the story. It's always been seen as a pathway to success. Even as the debris was still falling, engineers were already mobilizing, determined to learn every possible lesson from this setback. The detailed analysis of the debris trails and their trajectories has provided invaluable information about the failure sequence, helping engineers pinpoint exactly what went wrong and how to prevent it in future flights. This brings us to Flight 8, scheduled for February 24th, where SpaceX will once again push the boundaries of what's possible. The new mission will feature Booster 15 and Ship 34, both incorporating critical design changes born from the lessons learned in Flight 7's dramatic end. The preparation for this flight has been nothing short of extraordinary, marked by countless hours of testing, refinement, and innovation. On December 29, 2024, Booster 15 underwent a grueling cryogenic proof test that pushed the limits of modern engineering. Picture massive tanks filled with liquid nitrogen at temperatures cold enough to freeze air solid, testing every weld, every joint, every connection under the most extreme conditions imaginable. The booster passed with flying colors, a testament to the lessons learned from previous failures. Just days ago, on February 9, 2025, all 33 Raptor engines on Booster 15 roared to life in a static fire test that lit up the Texas sky like an artificial dawn. The ground shook for miles around as the engines generated more power than all the Formula One cars in history combined. Every system performed exactly as designed, setting the stage for what could be a historic flight. Meanwhile, Ship 34 has been undergoing its own battery of tests. After arriving at the test site on January 15, 2025, it endured 2 days of cryogenic proof testing on January 17th and 18th. The ship has since returned to the assembly site for final preparations, including the installation of redesigned Raptor engines and enhanced aerodynamic flaps. Each modification, each improvement represents countless hours of engineering work and the accumulated wisdom of 7 test flights. But while SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in spaceflight, another equally compelling drama has been unfolding aboard the International Space Station, one that highlights the human cost of technological challenges in space exploration. NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams have been living through what must feel like an endless orbital odyssey. What was meant to be an 8-day mission aboard Boeing's Starliner spacecraft has stretched into a 9-month stay on the International Space Station, as technical issues with their ride home have left them effectively stranded in orbit. Their story is a powerful reminder of the human element in space exploration, the personal sacrifices and unexpected challenges that come with pushing the boundaries of human achievement. The problems began shortly after Starliner docked with the ISS in June 2024. Engineers discovered multiple helium leaks in the spacecraft's propulsion system, a critical system needed for safe re-entry. As if that weren't concerning enough, 5 of the 8 reaction control thrusters had failed during the approach to the station, raising serious questions about the spacecraft's reliability. For Wilmore and Williams, What should have been a brief mission turned into months of uncertainty, watching Earth spin below while engineers on the ground struggled to find a solution. During their extended stay, both astronauts have maintained remarkable professionalism, continuing their scientific work aboard the station while dealing with the psychological challenge of not knowing when they'd return home. Their families on Earth have had to adapt to an indefinitely extended mission, missing birthdays, anniversaries, and countless daily moments together. Boeing and NASA engineers worked tirelessly to find a solution, but as the weeks turned into months, it became clear that fixing Starliner while in orbit wasn't going to be possible. The decision was eventually made to leave the spacecraft docked to the ISS and return it to Earth uncrewed for a thorough investigation, a difficult choice that highlighted the complex balance between mission objectives and astronaut safety. This situation has cast a harsh spotlight on Boeing's struggles with its space program. The company, which received a $4.2 billion contract from NASA in 2014 to develop Starliner, has yet to complete a single successful crewed mission. In contrast, SpaceX, which received $2.6 billion under the same program, has been regularly ferrying astronauts to and from the ISS with its Crew Dragon spacecraft, establishing itself as the reliable workhorse of NASA's commercial crew program. The financial impact on Boeing has been staggering. The company has already lost over $2 billion on the Starliner program, with costs continuing to mount. The fixed-price nature of NASA's contract means Boeing has had to absorb these additional expenses, leading to speculation about the future of its space division. Some industry insiders have suggested that Boeing might be considering selling its space division, though no potential buyers have shown interest. A stark reminder of how challenging the space industry can be, even for established aerospace giants. There is, however, a silver lining to this story. SpaceX's Crew Dragon will come to the rescue, with Wilmore and Williams scheduled to return to Earth aboard the spacecraft during the upcoming Crew 9 mission in late March 2025. This development underscores not just the importance of having multiple transport options for human spaceflight, but also the growing gap between SpaceX and its competitors in terms of reliability and innovation. The contrast between these two stories, SpaceX's rapid iteration and learning from failures versus Boeing's more traditional approach, tells us something profound about the state of modern spaceflight. While setbacks and failures are inevitable in pushing the boundaries of what's possible, it's the response to these challenges that separates success from failure. SpaceX's culture of embracing failure as a learning opportunity and quickly incorporating lessons learned stands in stark contrast to Boeing's more conservative approach. The next few months will be crucial for both companies. As SpaceX prepares for Flight 8 of Starship, incorporating all the lessons learned from January's dramatic test, Boeing faces the monumental challenge of rehabilitating Starliner's reputation and proving it can be a reliable partner in NASA's commercial crew program. The stakes couldn't be higher. The future of human spaceflight hangs in the balance. What's certain is that the pace of innovation in spaceflight shows no signs of slowing. Whether it's SpaceX's ambitious plans for Mars colonization or Boeing's efforts to overcome its technical challenges, we're witnessing a transformative period in human spaceflight. Each success, each failure, each lesson learned brings us one step closer to becoming a truly spacefaring civilization. The story of Flight 7's dramatic end in the upcoming Flight 8 isn't just about technical specifications and engineering challenges. It's about human determination, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of our dreams among the stars. It's about the engineers who work through the night, the astronauts who risk everything, and the dreamers who believe that humanity's future lies beyond Earth's atmosphere. As we await the next launch, one thing is clear: we are living through a pivotal moment in human history. The future of space exploration is being written right now, one test flight at a time, one challenge at a time, one breakthrough at a time. And though the path may be difficult and the setbacks many, the dream of making humanity a multi-planetary species burns brighter than ever. For those who wonder why we continue to push these boundaries despite the risks and challenges, the answer lies in the very nature of human exploration. Every failed launch teaches us something new. Every technical challenge overcome brings us closer to our goals. and every successful mission proves that what once seemed impossible is within our reach. The journey to the stars is not just about technology, it's about the indomitable human spirit that drives us to explore, to innovate, and to dream of worlds beyond our own. As we look ahead to Flight 8 on February 24th, one thing is crystal clear. Every setback, every challenge, and every triumph brings us closer to becoming a multiplanetary species. The story of Starship isn't just about revolutionary technology. It's about human perseverance, innovation, and our unwavering drive to explore the final frontier. From the groundbreaking catch of Booster 14 to the valuable lessons learned from Ship 33's dramatic end, each test pushes the boundaries of what's possible. And while Boeing works to overcome its Starliner challenges, the space industry continues to evolve, adapt, and move forward. We'll be here to bring you every development as it happens, from the preparation of Ship 34 to the eventual return of our stranded astronauts. This is a historic moment in human spaceflight, and you're part of this journey with us. If you want to stay updated on everything happening in the world of SpaceX Starship and space exploration, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community here at Elon Musk 24 Hours. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on Flight 7's revelations and what you expect from Flight 8. Don't forget to like this video and hit that notification bell to catch our breaking news coverage of the upcoming launch. From Starbase to the stars, we'll see you in the next video. In the vast expanse of space, a revolution is taking shape, one that could transform how we travel beyond Earth's atmosphere. But it's not just about reaching new frontiers, it's about staying there. SpaceX's Starship is pioneering something extraordinary: orbital refueling, a capability that's caught the attention of an unexpected player, the Department of Defense. On February 6th, a remarkable announcement came from Gary Henry, senior advisor at the Defense Innovation Unit and former SpaceX executive. The military had identified a groundbreaking application for Starship's orbital refueling system, one that extends far beyond its original mission scope. What started as a crucial component for lunar missions has evolved into something far more significant. The Pentagon's interest signals a shift in how we think about space infrastructure, moving from single-launch missions to a future where spacecraft can extend their reach across the solar system, much like aircraft do with aerial refueling today. But what exactly did the Department of Defense discover in Starship's refueling capabilities? And how could this technology reshape not just space exploration, but military strategy in orbit? The answers reveal a fascinating convergence of civilian space innovation and national security interests. This is Elon Musk 24 Hours. Let's dive right in. During his time at SpaceX, Gary Henry would often stand at the observation window, watching rockets pierce the sky. But one day, staring at a Starship prototype gleaming in the Texas sun, he saw beyond the steel and engines to a future that would change everything. We recognize that Starship's refueling architecture could benefit more than just our missions, he revealed, his voice carrying the weight of someone who'd glimpsed the future. This wasn't just about SpaceX anymore. This was about creating a standard that could revolutionize how humanity operates in space. The dream of orbital refueling had haunted engineers for decades. Every mission beyond Earth orbit faced the same cruel mathematics. The more fuel you needed, the heavier your rocket became, requiring even more fuel in an endless cycle. But SpaceX was about to break this chain forever. The moment everything changed came during a routine meeting at the Department of Defense. As Henry presented Starship's capabilities, a senior military strategist suddenly sat up straighter. In that instant, the Pentagon saw something that would transform not just space exploration, but the very nature of power in orbit. But the path forward wasn't clear. In fact, it seemed to be closing. Recent reports cast a shadow over the future of orbital refueling as the Space Force considered reducing space mobility funding in its fiscal year 2026 budget. The dream seemed to be slipping away. Then came Henry's revelation that changed everything. Being able to maneuver in ways your adversary cannot. That's not just an engineering achievement, he emphasized, his hands clenched with intensity. That's a strategic necessity that could determine the outcome of future conflicts in space. The stakes couldn't be higher. In an era where space superiority could decide the fate of nations, orbital refueling wasn't just an option, it was an imperative. The numbers told a story that took your breath away. When a spacecraft can refuel in low Earth orbit, it gains the ability to add 9 kilometers per second to its velocity. To the uninitiated, it might sound like just another statistic, but for those who understood orbital mechanics, it was like hearing that someone had found a way to bend the laws of physics. This wasn't just an improvement, it was a revolution that could unlock the entire solar system. The breakthrough that changed everything came during Starship's third integrated test flight. Amit Katria, NASA's Deputy Associate Administrator for the Moon to Mars program, still remembers watching the telemetry data stream in. Under a NASA tipping point contract awarded in 2020, SpaceX was attempting something never done before, transferring 10 metric tons of liquid oxygen between tanks while in orbit. As the data rolled in, the control room held its breath. Years of work, countless simulations, and the dreams of generations of engineers hung in the balance. When the numbers confirmed success, it wasn't just a technical milestone. It was proof that humanity's future in space had fundamentally changed. But success breeds greater challenges. SpaceX's next major demonstration would push the boundaries even further. 2 massive starships, each a testament to human ingenuity, would need to perform an intricate orbital ballet. The first vehicle would establish position in orbit, waiting like a sentinel in the void. 3 to 4 weeks later, its partner would launch, seeking out its orbital companion in a dance of precision and power. Yet space has a way of humbling even the most ambitious plans. One of the greatest challenges emerged from the most basic